Hello, this is Brian Resney, President of Resney Wealth Management. I'm bringing an important update about the economy and the investment market so you can better understand how we're positioned and what we are doing. We will be waiting until the end of the year to do our monthly reallocation, as we call it, from our relative strength portfolio. The markets are obviously continuing to be volatile, as we've talked in previous videos. We did sell our gold position as of today, as it hit a technical sell signal in accounts that, in all of our managed accounts, other than a few that wanted to hold based upon their request. But we sold it in the managed accounts of Resney Wealth Management, again, other than a few individuals who wanted to hold their gold position or their instructions. We see weakness obviously in gold, and one of the reasons that's really occurring is it appears in the last couple of months it's trading more like a risk asset versus an inflationary asset. Also, some of the information that really has come out as of yesterday from the Fed meeting, it appears that they're not looking at doing really a lot of money printing now or in the near future. And what that basically means, and again, in addition with the European scenario, we're really looking at this deflationary environment. So if the Fed's really not indicating they're going to print, which is basically what they said yesterday, gold will probably continue to get weaker for a while. Now, that doesn't mean that over time it won't bottom, and it doesn't mean that it won't have a spring back effect, and on a relative basis, a relative strength basis, it may get added back into our portfolios. But for the time being, we got to follow our technical indicator on that one, and that has been jettisoned from our portfolios. We continue to see volatility in the market. Fundamentals, for a variety of reasons, are not being followed in the general markets, even the bond market. We're seeing some actually decent news, and even the Fed minutes from yesterday were slightly more positive than even the month before, that things are getting more on a stable ground. But the concern again is the European scenario. Now, they've come up with some plans there, not completely solidified, but plans over in Europe to address some of their issues, which is a positive. But as we continue to see, one day it's hot, one day it's cold, one day it's hot. So we continue to see this volatility, which of course drives a money manager like myself and my firm a little bit wacky, but that's the name of the game. So you got to follow your strategy, and you got to follow what has worked in the past and what I feel will continue to work in the past, and you got to follow your discipline. I continue to see hopefully improvements in not only the U.S. economy as we get into next year, but improvements in the emerging market economies. I think Europe is already obviously in a recession. Whether or not it will be mild or severe is another thing. And our whole game plan, I think, it seems to be around the world right now, is what happens to Europe on a day-to-day basis. That's not fundamental for the areas that are doing well, like the U.S. and like the emerging market economies, but unfortunately we're kind of thrown in the same basket. So on the short term, I again expect to see some volatility. On the longer term, the next 3 or so years, I would start to see more stability. I wouldn't be shocked that the first half of 2012 is again continues with this volatility, and then we start to see some improvements, even more so, in stability in the Eurozone. This scenario could go on for quite some time. It has really for the last 18 months, and until the markets really feel that they have significantly curtailed all aspects of their situation, that things will get back on a more stable, tight footing. So again, if you're concerned about your portfolio, if you have a question about something, feel free to call our office. We always love talking to clients. And make sure you do listen to our videos each and every week, as we do try to get those out on Wednesdays. And if you get a chance, listen to Sunday's show. I'm sure it will be an excellent show as always, as I will be obviously the main speaker, and I'll be talking about a lot of things as the week ends that we're seeing not only here but abroad. Interest rates, deflation, inflation. I'm sure we'll get a lot of questions on gold and so forth. This is Brian Resney, and until Sunday's show, make sure you have yourself a profitable week.